So they're still showing her, the prosecutors are still showing her evidence and a text. Okay. They ask, what did you write here? Cassie, this is all we do. I'm just getting back on track. I'm sure you can call Kim or something. What did you mean by this is all we do? Cassie, Freakoffs. Did you try to avoid anything in the Freakoffs? Cassie, I try to avoid kissing. It seems too intimate. But Sean told me to do it, to kiss the escorts. What did Sean ask you to do on your 29th birthday? Cassie, a freak-off. He had me pull out of the blind dragon for the freak-off, some security. What about blackmail material? Cassie, he wanted me to fear defense. Objection. Judge overruled. When would Sean mention the freak-off videos? Cassie, to hurt me. One time I was dating someone else and he threatened to release the freak-off videos. I'd have to answer to my mother. It's horrible and disgusting. No one should do that to anyone. What did Sean say the impact would be? Cassie, shame. Let me show you a chat. So they're still showing her information, right? Exhibits. What's on it? Cassie, me and Sean, July 22nd, 2013. Read your message. Cassie, I wrote, please delete the videos off your phone. Too many people have access to your devices. He said, no iCloud, all good, Ambien kicking in. So he was taking drugs too, which we actually know that now. The feds ask, sidebar? Judge says, yes. So they went off to the side at 11:10 a.m. The judge has taken a break to change some things in the courtroom. I wonder what those things are. During the break, Combs sits at a defense table, his lawyer, Xavier Donaldson, leaning down to speak with him. Okay, now we're coming back to the prosecutors. There's still some issues with the privacy screen, so we'll put that off and do something else now. Judge, okay, welcome back, Miss Ventura, bring in the jury. Jury enters. Feds, I offer more exhibits. So when they're talking about the privacy screens, basically they're not showing the videos publicly. They're only showing the jurors. So they had to adjust the room in a way so that only the jurors could see the videos that they were going to show them. Okay, so now we're back as the prosecutor. What did you say here? ? Oh, Cassie, I'd been told there was sexually explicit video out there about me. I reached out to Sean. And then what? Cassie, we were driving back to NYC from Atlanta City to talk to this DJ. Who kid? It's spelled WHOO kid in quotation marks. Did that happen? Cassie, at a restaurant. Feds, what was security's role? What was security's role? Cassie, to intimidate. They were lining the room. Who was there? Uncle Paulie and James Cruz. Feds, how would you recover from a freak-off? Cassie, I take opiates. I wanted to feel numb. We'd get massages, IV fluids, the chef would cook us something. How often did you take opiates after freak-offs? Cassie, often. I got UTIs, urinary tract infections. Oh boy. Were the UTIs painful? Cassie, very. Antibacterials didn't work anymore. How did it feel during the freak-offs? Cassie, burning. I would not advise it. So basically she was forced to perform in these freak-offs even though she had UTIs. Let's read this out loud. It sounds like the prosecutor handed her something else. Cassie, in quotation marks, I have all these sores on my tongue. I have another UTI. Oh, she had sores on her tongue, that poor girl. Prosecutor, what sores? Cassie, friction in my mouth. From what? Cassie, oral sex. You said another UTI, then sad face emoji. Cassie, I was open with him about them. The feds said, so you feel sick. I don't know if they're reading from the text. Cassie said, why are you sorry? I took the blame for things. So it sounds like Diddy said, so you feel sick. So she basically texted him and said, I have all these sores on my tongue. I have another UTI. And he wrote, so you feel sick. Essentially, she's trying to get out of this freak off because she sounds sick. And he's like, sick. And then Cassie said, why are you sorry? And then she took the blame for these things. So it just sounds like, Cassie was actually really in love with him. And she would just kind of do whatever she could for him. Okay, back to the prosecutor. Which escort would go to sex clubs with you and Sean? Cassie, Jules. I believe Jules is Jules Phillips, the same one. Oh, never mind. Here. The feds. The escort from the Intercontinental in LA. Cassie, yes. Did you want to have sex with Jules ever? Cassie, no. Laughs, but I knew him. Feds, why did you do it? Cassie, Sean. So basically, the day before, the male escort had alluded to the fact that Cassie texted him and said he had the biggest pee that she's ever seen in her life, and alluded to the fact that she wanted to oof him alone, solo, without Diddy there. And basically she just said that's not true. Okay, back to the prosecutor. Who is present when Sean put his hands on you at the freakouts? Cassie, sometimes the escorts were there too. In the same room? Cassie, yes. Jules. And in the suite? Cassie, yes. Were they aware? Defense, objection. Judge, overruled. Cassie, yes. The escorts would ask me if I was okay afterwards. In what cities did he put his hands on you? Cassie, New York, LA, Miami, ... How frequently? Cassie, too frequently. What's the Abbey? That's the name. Cassie says, a gay club in LA. I went there with my friend. Where were you going? Cassie, to a music festival in Canada run by Drake. Sean came to my home and tried to attack me. I was thrown into the bed frame. Sounds like they're showing more exhibits, more photos. What is this? Cassie, a photo of my eye afterwards. Who took you to the doctor? Cassie, D-Rock. We got to find out who D-Rock is. Did you send this photo to Sean? Cassie, yes. And I wrote, so you can remember. I wanted him to be sorry about it at least. In this photo, where were you? Cassie, in the green room in Toronto. Oh, so she's talking about how she was in Canada. She said, I put my hair over my eye, and then we went to the Hamptons. Sean wanted to have a freak off in the Hamptons. We got a hotel and an escort. Jesus Christ, he's like a derelict. Which one? Cassie, Dave. I took GHB. So Dave was the escort. I took GHB. I went into a G hole and blacked out. I woke up nude in the shower. Dave and Sean were freaking out. I bugged out. It wasn't pretty. So I just want to go back. I don't know if G hole is glory. I went in, or if that means something else, because it says G hole with quotation marks. Going back to the prosecutors. And then what? Cassie, I spoke to a friend at Sean's, and then we had a freak off. What's this? Handing her another picture. Cassie, my eyebrow healed up a little bit. A week later, I have a permanent scar on my eyebrow. And what's this? Me at the Cannes Festival. What happened at Cannes? Cassie, Sean accused me of taking drugs from his boat. He threw me off, but my passport was still on the boat. And you were on the red carpet that same night? Cassie, yes. Did you attend the movie? Cassie, yes. How did you get back to New York? Cassie, on a commercial flight. I traded my seat to get away, but he traded to get next to me. What did he show you? Cassie, freak off videos. He played them for me on one of his laptops. He said he'd release them. How did you feel? Cassie, trapped. When you landed in New York, what did you do? Cassie, we went to dinner. Then he wanted to have a freak off, so we had a freak off. My God, this guy's a derelict. Oh my God. Like, this poor girl, she couldn't even get away from him. Why did you do it? To make him not threaten me. Let's read these from June 13th, 2013. Had Sean been violent with you before this? Cassie, yes. Had you told him before you didn't want to do Freakoffs? Cassie, yes. You said you needed GHB. Cassie, yes. And that 2 escorts not available. I don't know what that means. I wrote, only Paul available. Oh, she said, so it sounds like it's a text message, and that she wrote, yeah, she needed GHB, and that the 2 escorts that they wanted weren't available. I wrote, only Paul available or Jake, the white guy, but he can't do until 11. The other guy can do earlier. It's just one more person knowing our secret. Interesting. That's her text. What did you mean, Ventura or Cassie, the Freakoffs? What is SLS? Cassie, a hotel in Hollywood. When would you take Valium before a Freakoff? Yeah, Cassie said, when I had anxiety. Sean's driver was bringing me the Valium. It was Raheem, I think. Judge, jurors, you can take lunch now. The jurors leave. And then now, let me see. The judge says, Ms. Slavic, are there still disagreements on the exhibit? Slavic says yes. I believe Slavic is the prosecutor's feds. The defense wants the exhibit to be longer and about masturbatation. Self-pleasure. Defense. Diddy SOOM. They wanted to cut it off at looking at my iPad. We just heard this morning about videos on his devices, so this is relevant. Feds, we can agree to more, something less than the 10 pages. And now, Hecker Fink for the witness known as Mia. He says there is a jury instruction about victims. Oh, Hecker. What a name, Hecker. Hecker Fink is Mia's lawyer. She is a witness that's going to testify. We haven't even heard from her yet. Mia would have taken this to her grave. I don't know how to support her if we can't discuss her pain, what she went through. We will not put words in her mouth. Her nerves are through the roof. She's scared. Judge, we are trying to prevent witnesses being counseled on how to testify, what to say or not to say. Anything else? Okay. Would that be acceptable? Mia's Hecker Fink, Mia's lawyer. I'm afraid she'll have a moment, lose it, then ask me, did I forget something? I worry. Now, counsel to Jane Doe says, Jane Doe's counsel lawyer says, I am worried that Jane Doe will not know what she can ask me. Judge, as long as you don't coach testimony. Now, Cassie's lawyer, he says, I have nothing to add. Judge, Ms. Shapiro, we've spoken with each attorney. Wow. Okay. We blah, blah, blah. We need more time to print the binders. Judge will break. So then they go on the break. Okay, so then they go on lunch break. I'm going to cut this video. Or, I guess I could just keep going. Okay, now it's 1:53 p.m. They are all belatedly back. All rise. Judge. As to Exhibit 619, the objection to the defendant's proposal is overruled. Let's have Ms. Ventura back, then we'll bring in our jury. Jury entering. Now it's the prosecutor. I have a binder for the court. The gallery will not be able to see these exhibits. Ms. Ventura, I will show you some exhibits. 2A to 40A. Who is it? Ooh, showing pictures. Cassie says she worked for Sean. We will call her Mia. Oh, okay, so Mia's an employee of Sean's. When you gave your devices to the government, were they working? Cassie said no, they were broken. Put up 602-A for Miss Ventura and the jury only. What's on your skin? Cassie, oil. Oh my God, here. Hold on. Sorry guys, I gotta load it. Will you not? Okay. When did Sean first hurt you physically? Cassie, it started in the first year. What staffers were present when Sean was physical with you? Defense. Objection. Physical is vague. Punching. Feds say punching, hitting. When did Sean first use violence on you? What did he say was vague? Physical. Cassie, in New York City, we were in a car with his security and he knocked me around. What did he do? Cassie, he hit me in the side of the head. I fell to the floor of his Escalade. In January 2009, did you attend an event in LA with Sean? Cassie, yes. What happened as you left? Cassie, I'd been speaking to a producer about music. Sean called me a slut. I hit him in the face. I had been drinking. Did you see any injuries? Cassie, no. I was on the floor of the car and he stomped on my face. How long did this last? Cassie, 10 minutes. Then I tried to get away, but Sean's security brought me back. Who? Cassie, Roger Bonds. What did they tell me? Cassie, to go to a hotel. Victoria, or Cassie, they snuck me into the hotel covered up so no one could see my face. They're covering up her bruises. How long were you at the London hotel? Cassie, a week, a little more. An assistant brought me ice cream. What was the assistant's name? Cassie, Genevieve. Did you feel you could leave the London hotel? Wow. No, Cassie, no. I understood his capability, his access to guns, and the threats he made. When were you taken to the hotel after the... When you were taken to the hotel after... Oh, okay, sorry. Did you feel you could leave the hotel? And then she said, no, he had access. And then she said, when you were taken to the hotel after this assault? No. Did you know that this assault incident was reported? Cassie, I know there was a blind item on the internet without our names. Who raised the blind item to you? Cassie, my mother. Defense, objection. Prosecutors, not for the truth. Judge, overruled. Cassie, this was before FaceTime was very popular, so I could hide myself. She asked if it was me. Oh, wow. So it sounds like somebody posted something on the internet claiming that Cassie was hit, and the mom questioned her about it. And this, what did you say, Cassie? No, I did not want my mother to know something of that magnitude and be in danger. When you went to a party with your girlfriends, what happened? Cassie, I saw executives from BET. Then I heard that Sean was there. What did you do? Cassie, I left. I ran out as fast as I could. Why? I thought he was angry. Did he come to the hotel where you were staying? Cassie, yes. He beat me up and called me names. My face was bruised. This photo, who is it? Cassie, Scott Miscudi, known as Kid Cudi. We dated in 2011. Did Sean find out? Cassie, yes, in my phone. Sean went through my phone during a freak out. He found an email. About what? Cassie, taking my toiletry bag to Scott's the next day. Sean put a wine opener in his hand and threatened me. I called Scott on a burner phone. Jesus Christ. So Diddy found the email, threatened her with a wine opener, and then she had to go and hide and call him from a burner phone. Where did you go? Cassie, to Scott's house. Then I talked with Capricorn Clark, one of Sean's assistants. Okay. And then what? Cassie, I went to the house Sean was staying at. He told me he would release videos and hurt Scott and I. What videos? Cassie, freak-off videos of me. Sean kicked me in the back and I got a bruise. Where'd you go? Cassie, to my hotel with the burner phone. The room was torn up. Someone peed all over the floor, pooped in the toilet, and didn't flush it. It was gross. This was just before Christmas. Ew. I sent an email to my mom and Capricorn for my flight to Boston and Connecticut. What did you write? Cassie, that Sean said he would release the tape of me on Christmas and he'd had Scott and I hurt. He said he would be out of the country then. What are these photographs? So they're showing her more photographs. Cassie, my mother took them in Connecticut of the bruises on my back. Ooh, damn, the mom found out. Oh, God. What the heck was that? Were you entirely honest with your mother about the abuse? Cassie, no. I said this was the first time. Did you tell her about the freak-offs? No. Is it possible to take a break? Oh, that's Cassie asking, is it possible to take a break? The judge says yes, a break. I mean, you gotta think, like, she's literally, she's literally reliving like the worst events in her life, and she's super pregnant. She's like 9 months pregnant. She's over 8.5. And it's like, man, you're really already emotionally drained, physically drained when you're pregnant. And then to have to relive the darkest moments of your life, could you imagine how horrible that must be? Okay, 309, they come back, and they're back. Judge, Miss Johnson, any estimate? Damn. Because remember they had taken the break earlier, and it was like 1:53 that they came back from lunch. And then they just took a break, and then now it's 3:09. So like they're spending like the whole day cross-examining Cassie. I give her so much credit. She's so strong and brave. I give her credit. Okay. So the judge asked him how much longer, and the feds basically say an hour more. The goal is to finish the direct and allow the start of cross-examination today. Judge, bring the witness and then the jury back in. Jury enters. Okay. Now, the prosecutor. Did anyone come to see you in Connecticut? Cassie. Scott did for a few days. I broke it off with him. It was too dangerous. Poor thing. Defense. Objection. Judge overruled. Ventura. Cassie. Sean said he would hurt both of us. Where did you go after Connecticut? Cassie. I went to see Sean. He was in Arizona. His son, college. I told my mother I was going to LA for work. Did Sean talk about Scott's car? Cassie. Sean said he wanted Scott's friends to see Scott's car blown up. What happened next? Cassie. We met. Sean, Scott, and me. Scott said, what about my vehicle? And Sean said, what vehicle? And that was the end of the meeting. So it sounds like Kid Cudi like personally questioned him, knew that Diddy was the one that blew up his car, and was like, what about it? And then Diddy just didn't admit to it. So it sounds like they hand her another photo. What is this? Cassie. Me and Sean in Kingston, Jamaica for Sound Clash. Were you bruised? Cassie. Yes. And in this photo, what is it? So they're hiding her like new photos. Cassie. Me in Sean's bathroom, September 18th, 2015. What were you doing there? Cassie. Recuperating from being beaten up by Sean in Las Vegas. Damn, this poor girl has been abused so much by him. She's definitely their star witness. Cassie. We were having an after party in our suite. I talked to a producer, and Sean tapped me on the shoulder, called me into our room, and beat me. Kicked me as I tried to hide behind the toilet. What stopped it? D-Rock and James Cruz came in. It made D-Rock sad. We gotta find a picture of this D-Rock guy. Feds, what are these communications? Cassie. From D-Rock to me. He says, where you at? It's time to ice your face. So there's like people who witnessed her abuse firsthand that can testify to Diddy being violent. Prosecutors. Why? Cassie. I had just been beaten up by Sean. Were these all the times he beat you? Cassie. No, there were more. With who else did you see Sean be violent? I saw him drag an assistant out of bed. I saw him punch Ellie in his head. One time in Turks and Caicos, he dragged a person. I believe we had a freak-off in Turks and Caicos. What floor did you live on in 875 Comstock? Cassie. 17th floor. Did a friend stay with you? Yes. Sean came and held her and threw her on the patio furniture out on the balcony. What the heck? Sean came and held her and threw her on the patio. Whoa. I saw Sean bring her back in from the balcony, then throw her on the patio furniture. And Carrie Morgan. Cassie. I saw Sean hit her in the head. Did you get drugs on your own? Cassie. Occasional drug dealers. Opiates, Xanax, Valium. Sean would put the pills in a vitamin C bottle on the sink in the New York apartment. He'd say, you can take him. He had doctors who would write the scripts in the name of an assistant or in my name. Your brother's birthday party in Connecticut in 2013. What happened? Cassie. My mother told me someone was taking pictures of me. I went and punched her in the head. You testified your relationship with Sean ended in 2018. How was your health? Cassie. I was sleepwalking. I had PTSD. Defense. Objection. Judge overruled. What's this? Cassie, a photo of my front door in 2018. Publish it to the jury. Why is there a knife there? Sean was coming around a lot, so I had it. Ooh, so basically it's a photo of a knife by her front door in 2018, and they're asking why she had it, and she said it's because Sean was coming to her house a lot. August 2018, what happened? Cassie, we were having a closure conversation at a restaurant in Malibu. He was trying to convince me to go to Burning Man. Were you seeing anyone? Cassie, my now husband. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Oh shit. Okay. What happened next? Cassie, Sean came to my house and raped me on my living room floor. His eyes were black. It was like taking something from you. You cried. What did Sean do? Cassie, he continued and finished inside of me. Then he got up and left. Disgusting. Did you ever have sex again with him again? Cassie, yes, voluntarily. We had a good night, and so I went back to his house. Can you explain why you did that after he raped you? We had been together for 10 years. Who did you stay in touch with? Cassie, most people, though I pulled away. What did you message Sean about after that? Cassie, just checking in. What did he send you? Cassie, that he had iPads full of images. Get him his money. Money back for what? Cassie, for having paid my now husband to be my trainer. What did you write back? Cassie, do you want me to tell the truth? It's much deeper than iPads. There was abuse more than freakoffs. There was a time I couldn't take the pain, tried to walk out in traffic. My husband wouldn't let me. I had trauma therapy. Damn, girl. You poor thing. Did you write? Cassie, a book with chapters my mom helped. What did you want with the book? Cassie, that Sean read it. What pain did Sean put you through? Cassie, shame. To carry the things that were shameful for him. I took on a lot of responsibility for that I never should have. He brought the concept to me when I was 22. It was expected of me. I felt terrible. How did you get chapters to Sean? Cassie, through my attorney, and I reached out to KK. I asked her if he read it. She said it was not taken seriously. That is the third time KK is mentioned. So KK, she made that statement that all these allegations were baseless and she didn't know anything. This attests that she had full knowledge of everything that was going on. How much did you ask for the book? Cassie, $30 million. Did you sue? Cassie, November 2023. What happened with the lawsuit? Cassie, it's settled for $20 million in 24 hours. Why are you testifying in this trial? Cassie, I can't carry this anymore. What's wrong is wrong. I tried people like they were disposable. Escorts, anybody. How many freakoffs did you have with Sean? Cassie, impossible to know. Hundreds. Oh my God. After you broke up with Sean, did you ever do a freak-off? Cassie, no. No further questions. Sidebar before cross. So they want to go sidebar before cross-examination. Judge says yes. Okay, now the jury's been removed with jury out. Judge, why don't we put off the cross-examination until tomorrow? The prosecutors, we'd like to start now to be sure to finish. Judge, Ms. Esteval is Diddy's lawyer, one of many Diddy lawyers. She will be finished by the end of the week. Judge, so no cross today. Judge, we'll just make up the time in other ways, get the jury. So the prosecutor says the witness can be excused. Judge says yes. Jury entering. Judge, sorry to bring you out, only to send you home. Don't read anything about this case. Have a great evening. All rise. Jury exits. Judge, Ms. Comey, who is prosecutor. Comey, Here's what the defense sent us about Rule 412. We believe we had agreed that other sexual acts by the witness were not admissible, but we understand they intend to cross-examine her about other relationships with texts about sex, about Miss Ventura effing someone else. Why is that necessary? I don't want to read these into the record, so I'll hand copies up. Judge, defense, Combs attorney Agna Philo. These are messages about jealousy in the vocabulary of, are you effing that person? That's fair game. This is the real world way people express hurt. Comey, the rule requires that this be sealed. Judge, let's proceed without specifics. Combs, Agna Philo, saying, are you effing that person is just a vulgar way of asking, are you cheating? Both sides opened on infidelity. This is not 412. Judge, we could do it in the robing room. Prosecutor, the defendant would have to be present. Judge, so in the courtroom, sealed. Prosecutor, counsel for victim 1 would like to be heard. Judge, I see his hand, Mr. Wigdor. Wigdor, we are entitled to notice. Is that it? Okay, I think that's it, you guys. Tomorrow morning, Judge. So tomorrow morning, adjourned. Story coming with extras. Oh my gosh. Crazy. So crazy, you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But gosh, I feel so bad for Cassie. I feel bad that she experienced that at all. I feel bad that she has to relive it again. But I praise her strength. And I'm going to pray for her, I couldn't imagine. Anyways, mahalo for checking in. I'll check back. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see. Thank you to Inner City Press. I got this. All of this transcripts is from Inner City Press. He is a journalist, an independent journalist who's in the courtroom. So he is typing it out verbatim for us so that the world can know. Mahalo to everybody for watching. Aloha. Have a great night.